안녕하세요, 토미입니다. Let's have fun learning Korean today. The grammatical rules for today are first, 으로써, as, second, 으며, and third, 기가 무섭게, as soon as. Once you learn today's grammar, you will be able to express situations where something happened in an instant to the point where you feel 무섭게, scary, such as 콘서트장이 열리기가 무섭게 팬들이 막 들어왔어요. As soon as the gates opened, fans rushed into the concert hall. By using 기가 무섭게, you can express how overwhelming it was. Okay? Learning these interesting expressions, I'm sure you can pass topic 2 level 4 and become a supermaster of Korean. 그럼 시작할게요. The first grammatical rule, 으로써 means as. You add these words to nouns that describe people's position or status. You add 로서 to a noun that does not have a final consonant. For example, 교사, a teacher, does not have a final consonant. So you add 로서 to make 교사로서 as a teacher. You add 으로서 to a noun that has a final consonant. For example, 학생, a student, has a final consonant. So you add 으로서 to make 학생으로서 as a student. What makes the use of this expression confusing is that there is a similar sounding expression, 으로써. However, 으로써 is used for expressing a reason, method, or tools. Let's see an example of our first grammatical rule. 으로써, 실력파 배우로서 그 역에 도전했다. As a competent actor, he tried that role. In this case, since he is a competent actor, which indicates a specific status, you add 로서 to make 실력파 배우로서. Then let's look at 으로서. 그 배우는 눈물로써 연기를 잘 표현했다. That actor acted well through tears. Like the sample sentence, since the subject is 눈물, tears, which is not a person, you add 로서. Therefore, the use of the grammatical rule will become clearer once you remember to use 으로서 for nouns that describe a status of a person and 으로서 for nouns related to methods. Crystal clear? Now, let's read a sample sentence. 친구로서 가만히 있을 수 없어요. As a friend, I can't keep silent. Here, since the noun 친구, friend, does not have a final consonant, you add 로서 to make 친구로서 as a friend. Let's read the next sample sentence. 저는 국가대표로서 올림픽에 출전했습니다. As a national representative, I competed in an Olympic game. This sample sentence is so cool as it talks about national representative for an Olympic game, right? Here, since the noun 국가대표, national representative, does not have a final consonant, you add 로서 to make 국가대표로서 as a national representative. Let's read the next sample sentence. 그 행동은 학생으로서 올바르지 않아요. That action is not correct as a student. Here, 학생, a student, has a final consonant. So you add 으로서 to make 학생으로서 as a student. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 해야 할 일을 했을 뿐입니다. As a doctor, I did what I was supposed to do. Number 1, 의사로서. Number 2, 의사로서. This is a sentence that can appear in a Korean drama, right? The correct answer is number 1. The noun 의사, a doctor, does not have a final consonant. So you add 로서 to make 의사로서 as a doctor. Number 2 is wrong because you use 로서 by for tools. It's confusing, isn't it? But don't worry, Korean people even get confused too. Now, let's read the sentence together. 의사로서 해야 할 일을 했을 뿐입니다. Please practice several times until you can say it smoothly. Now, let's try the next quiz. 그는 동생에게 한마디 했다. As an older brother, he said a word to his younger brother. Number 1, 형이니까. Number 2, 형으로서. The correct answer is number 2. Here, since the noun 형, an older brother, has a final consonant, you add 으로서 to make 형으로서 as an older brother. Number 1 is wrong because 형이니까 means because I am the older brother, which conveys the reason. Now, let's read this sentence together. 그는 형으로서 동생에게 한마디 했다. Please practice this sentence over and over again. The second grammar is 으며. It has two meanings. One is during, while, and the other one is and. Today, we are going to focus on the second meaning, and. You can use this to show two facts simultaneously. Here, I will tell you an important point. Please consider 으며 as a classy and elegant version of go that you learned in the beginner's lesson. For example, there is a sentence like 친절하고 착한 사람, kind and generous person. If you want to make this sound formal and elegant, you say 친절하며 착한 사람, kind and generous person. I hope this helps you grasp the idea. Both are the same meanings in English, but in Korean, 친절하며 sounds much more classy and formal. As you can see, you use 으며 in formal settings such as formal documents, speeches, and news articles. So you usually end a sentence with 비읍, 씁니다, and 한다 form, not often with your form. Okay? To apply this grammar, you add 으며 to a verb or an adjective. If a verb stem does not have a final consonant, you add 며 to the stem. For example, 가다 to go does not have a final consonant. So you add 며 to the stem to make 가며, go, and. If a verb stem has a final consonant, you add 으며 to the stem. For example, 먹다 to eat has a final consonant. So you add 으며 to the stem to make 먹으며, eat, and. For nouns, you add 이며. Okay? By the way, you don't use this word in conversations with the yo form, but you can sometimes use 이며 with nouns in conversations, like this one and that one, and I will explain this with an example later. Now, are you ready for a formal sample sentence? Let's begin. 그 사람은 한국어도 잘하며 영어도 잘합니다. That person is fluent in Korean as well as English. Here, 잘하다 to do well does not have a final consonant. So you add 며 to make 잘하며, to do well, and. Let's read the next sample sentence. 새로 이사한 집은 지하철역도 가까우며 살기 편하다. The new house that I moved into is close to the subway station and cozy too. A cozy house is the best, isn't it? Here, since the adjective 가깝다 to be close applies to 비읍 irregular, you omit the final consonant 비읍 and add 으며 to make 가까우며 is close and. Let's read a sample sentence of a special case in a conversation. 동대문에 가면 옷이며 화장품이며 다 살 수 있어요. If you go to 동대문, you can buy anything, be it clothes or cosmetic products. That's so true. I should go to 동대문. But after this lesson, okay? Here, both the nouns 옷, clothes, and 화장품, cosmetic products, have final consonants. So you add 이며 to make 옷이며, be it clothes, 화장품이며, be it cosmetic products. Generally, this 으며 is a formal expression, but when you use it with a noun like 이며, you can use it in conversations. Quiz! Now it's time for a quiz. Which one is the correct answer? 제 동료는 멋있는 사람입니다. My colleague is a kind and wonderful person. Number 1, 착하며. Number 2, 척하며. The correct answer is number 1. The adjective 착하다 to be kind does not have a final consonant. So you add 며 to make 착하며 kind and. Number 2 is wrong because 척하다 means to pretend. It looks similar but has a different meaning. So please be careful. Now let's read the sentence together. 제 동료는 착하며 멋있는 사람입니다. Please read this sentence with a formal attitude. Then let's try the next quiz. 카메라며 다 없어졌어요. My wallet and camera are all gone. Number 1, 지갑이며. Number 2, 지갑이며. Oh, that must be very sad, right? The correct answer is number 2. 지갑 is a wallet. The noun 지갑 has a final consonant. So you add 이며 to make 지갑이며 wallet and. Number 1 is wrong but close. Please memorize the rule that you must use 이며 with a noun and 으며 with a verb or an adjective. Okay? Now, let's read the sentence with the feeling of being troubled. 지갑이며 카메라며 다 없어졌어요. Please read this sentence over and over again. The last grammar is 기가 무섭게. It means as soon as or immediately after doing. You use this phrase to express some subsequent situation happening immediately after the preceding event. As the expression 무섭게, scarily, it has a nuance to emphasize the following situation with a surprise. It's like so surprising that it happened one right after the other. Wow! You add 기가 무섭게 to a verb and you apply this regardless of a final consonant. So it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let's read the sample sentence to see a swift exchange of actions. 내 친구는 수업이 끝나기가 무섭게 교실을 뛰쳐나갔다. My friend, as soon as class ended, rushed out of the classroom. Here, 끝나다 to end is a verb. So you add 기가 무섭게 to make 끝나기가 무섭게 as soon as the class ended. When you use this expression with a phrase like 뛰쳐나가다 to rush out, you can express the swiftness of the action. The next example is also expressing the quick change in a situation. Let's see it together. 우리 언니는 빚을 갚기가 무섭게 돈을 다시 펑펑 쓰기 시작했어요. My older sister, as soon as she paid back her debt, immediately started to use money wildly. Ta-da! Oh no! This type of older sister is so troublesome for the younger sister, right? Here, 갚다 to pay back is a verb. So you add 기가 무섭게 to make 갚기가 무섭게 as soon as she pays back. Let's see the next sentence to see the immediate change. 선거 결과가 나오기가 무섭게 국회의원들의 태도가 덜 변했다. As soon as the election results came out, the congressman's attitudes changed completely. For a congressman, the election result is very, very important, right? Here, 나오다 to come out is a verb. So you add 기가 무섭게 to make 나오기가 무섭게 as soon as the result came out. Quiz! Now let's try the quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 그 친구는 핸드폰이 뛰쳐나갔다. That friend, as soon as his smartphone rang, rushed out. Number 1, 울기가 무섭게. Number 2, 울리기가 무섭게. He rushed out the classroom, so I wonder if there was some emergency. Anyway, the correct answer is number 2. 울리다 means to ring. You add 기가 무섭게 to the stem to make 울리기가 무섭게 as soon as the cell phone rang. Number 1 was close. This word 울다 means to cry. Since 핸드폰이 울다, cell phone cries is incorrect. 핸드폰이 울리다, the cell phone rings, is the correct expression. Please memorize this correctly. Let's read the sentence with a surprised feeling. 그 친구는 핸드폰이 울리기가 무섭게 뛰쳐나갔다. Please practice with your eyes wide open. Then let's try the next quiz. 그는 바로 유학을 떠났다. As soon as he graduated, he went to study abroad. Number 1, 졸업하기가 무섭게. Number 2, 졸업하고 나서. The correct answer is number 1. 졸업하다 means to graduate. You add 기가 무섭게 to the stem to make 졸업하기가 무섭게 as soon as he graduates. Number 2, 졸업하고 나서 is wrong because it means after graduating. You use this grammar to state the objective order of things, such as to do B after doing A. Now, let's read this sentence together. 그는 졸업하기가 무섭게 바로 유학을 떠났다. Please master this sentence by reading it over and over again. Now it's time for your favorite homework. Before the homework, I will tell you a famous saying that uses today's grammar. 역경을 견뎌내며 항복하지 않겠다는 것. 그것이 바로 힘이다. Endure hardships and never surrender. That is strength. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now you can catch the Korean version of the famous words of Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Terminator. Did you catch today's grammar? 견뎌내며, endure hardships, and okay, I hope you did. Now I'll introduce today's homework. Come on, homework! There are 2 parts to this homework. First, please make 3 sentences using today's grammatical rules. For the first sentence, please use 으로서, as. For example, 선생으로서 항상 여러분을 응원하고 있습니다. As your teacher, I always cheer for all of you. I want to be a teacher who continues cheering for your dreams. For the second sentence, please use 으며 and to make a sentence that you could see in a newspaper article. For example, 문화센터에 가면 한국 요리도 먹을 수 있으며 한복도 입어볼 수 있다. When you go to the culture center, you can eat Korean food and wear Korean traditional costumes. Like this sentence, 으며 makes the sentence very elegant. For the third sentence, please use 기가 무섭게 to tell me some actions that swiftly change to the point that it's scary. For example, 일이 생각나서 집에 들어가기가 무섭게 다시 나갔어요. I remembered something, so I went out again as soon as I got home. Wow, that was pretty swift, right? I am looking forward to reading your imaginative sentences. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 841 to number 880 on page 11 in the intermediate vocabulary list. There is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. That's all! Great job, guys! High five! Yay! Like in the previous sample sentence, I want to be a teacher who always believes in your possibilities and continues cheering for all of you. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅, 파이팅, 파이팅!